Happy New Year. It's time for Doc and Friends featuring Dr. Sherette Chalfontenot, Irma P., and Amanda M. Hey, it's Dr. Sherette Chalfontenot. Let's talk about obesity and weight issues. According to the CDC, approximately 40% of Americans, the adults, are obese, and another 34% are overweight. So almost 75% of adult Americans have a weight issue. How do you determine if you're overweight or obese? The BMI, body mass index, is a calculation based on your height and your weight. Of course, I think the parameters are a little too narrow, but I don't make the rules. The government and insurance companies do. So if your BMI is below 25, that's fine. If your BMI is between 25 and 29, you are overweight. If your BMI is 30 or above, you are obese. If your BMI is above 40, you are morbidly obese. Now you say, what contributes to being overweight and or obese? Genetics play a big factor. You can't change your genetics. Your metabolism, your activity or inactivity, what you eat, and some childhood adverse events, and the amount of sleep you get. There are some medications that can lead to weight gain. They include insulin, some antidepressants, some antipsychotics, some medicines for seizures. What can you do to help with your weight? I don't believe in diets. I believe in lifestyle modifications. Diets are just temporary. Lifestyle modifications are for your life. So, the biggest culprit is sugar. I love sugar too. So, 1 cup of sugar is approximately 775 calories. Do you know how many cups of sugar go into soda, into cakes, into cookies? Sugar is not our friend. Things to avoid are refined carbohydrates or carbs. Refined carbs have been stripped of their whole grain, their vitamins, their fiber, the nutrients you really need. That's why they're not healthy. We will take baby steps. The first thing is to greatly decrease your sugar intake. It, so what you can do is substitute artificial sweeteners for sugar. Or some people prefer to use natural sweeteners, but those have calories. So be mindful of the calories in your natural sweeteners like stevia and agave. You can take your recipes and substitute Splenda or Equal in the slot that says sugar. I've tried that and it actually tastes pretty good. So you can make your cakes or your cookies and see how you like it. Another culprit, sugary drinks that include sweet tea, regular sodas. Instead of sweet tea, get your tea, add Splenda or Equal. Instead of the regular sodas, either the zero sodas or the diet sodas. Now, there are also waters that have flavors added. If it's a zero, it's fine. There are foods that are high in carbohydrates, and there are foods that are not so high in carbohydrates. The deal with carbohydrates is if you eat too many carbohydrates, your body uses the carbohydrates as your fuel instead of breaking down fat to fuel your body. The preference, if you want to lose weight, is to break down the fat. So lower carbs would be so much better. So what are carbohydrates, you ask? Well, potatoes, potato chips, rice, pasta, sugar. So even if you're not diabetic, you can try the glycemic index. The glycemic index basically is color-coded eating. If it's white or yellow, it's too high in carbohydrates. You want to avoid it. So instead of white rice, brown rice. Instead of a white potato, a sweet potato. So again, white and yellow. White rice, white bread, white potato, white pastas should be avoided. There are some pastas that are made from vegetables. You can substitute those. Some are made from spinach, some are made from kale. The goal is to stay on the lower end of the glycemic index, trying to eat low glycemic index or medium glycemic index foods. You should use whole grain bread or wheat bread, some type of brown bread, Ezekiel bread, but not the white bread. You've got to get your body in motion. Get that BIM. Simple thing. Take the stairs, not the elevator. Do things between commercials. You can jog in place. You can march around the room or march from one room to the other room like you're in a marching band. You can do some calisthenics. You can do wall push-ups. You can do wall squats. There are things you can do to get that BIM, body in motion. It would be ideal to go take a walk, swimming, biking, rollerblading. If you can do those things, then do them. Start off slowly and then build up. If you have a treadmill at home or an elliptical, start off with 2 minutes. And every other day, add a minute to it until you get up to 30 minutes a day. Another trick is instead of doing 30 minutes at one time, you can do 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and 10 minutes during the day. So maybe in the morning, maybe in the evening, maybe right before bed. But you don't have to do it all at one time as long as it adds up to 30 minutes. Another thing that we tend to do is overeat. Our portion sizes are much too large. So what we consider a normal portion size is actually several portions. We have to decrease our portion size. One thing you can try is to eat from a salad plate. Whatever fits on that plate, you don't stack it, but whatever fits on that plate is what you eat. You don't get seconds. Another thing you can try is always drink water before you eat. Water fills your stomach up and you eat less. Just plain water or water with no calories. Water that doesn't have carbonation, because the carbonation stretches your stomach out. When you eat, you're not eating to be full, you're eating until you're no longer hungry. So you're not eating to get full, you're eating until you're no longer hungry. Okay, let's review. The BMI indicates where you are, if you're overweight or obese. Things that cause obesity: your genetics, your sleep pattern, your metabolism, what you eat if you're not being healthy, making bad choices, if you're not active. So we need to eat less, move more. There are apps that can help you track your calories and your activity. They are free. They include MyFitnessPal, Spark People, My Simple Diet, My Net Diet. I will have a list of those included. So 2020, it's our year. We're going to do better, and we're going to do it together.
Remember to
Like,
share.
and subscribe.
John Savage all day.